Welcome to 2019. What I wanted to do was share with everybody the top 5 New Year's resolutions that will change your life forever. Now, I know that sounds like a bold statement, but these are actually and have been my New Year's resolutions for a long time. And I try to simplify everything. So if you just do these 5 New Year's resolutions every single year and throughout the year, you will be healthy, you will be happy, you will be strong, you will be stress-free. I mean, everybody has roller coasters in their life a little bit here and there, but these will help you cope with everything. So the number 1 New Year's resolution that will change your life is to do a full body cleanse or a detox every single year. I actually just did my first liver cleanse last night, as a matter of fact. And when I say body detox, we are exposed to chemicals and toxins in the air and the food and the water and everything that we eat. And years ago, 20-something years ago, my job was to find the root cause of all disease or negative health situations. And we looked at what is the cause of cancer, what is the cause of heart disease, what is the cause of diabetes, what is the cause of headaches. I mean, you name it, we looked into it. Because modern medicine just addresses the symptoms of disease instead of addressing the root cause of disease or negative healthcare problems. So when you look at the root cause and you see all of the beverages, for example, that people are drinking with artificial sweeteners or high sugar content or artificial colors or alcohol, and you combine all of the toxins, if you analyze what somebody drinks for a week, it usually adds up to a significant amount of toxins coming into their body. Then you look at what people eat for a week, and you look at the hydrogenated oils that they use, the microwaved foods that they're eating, the processed, the canned, they eat out at restaurants, which are really bad to eat in. They eat genetically modified foods. They eat high carbohydrate diets, high sugar-laden diets. They don't eat a lot of raw food. They're not eating a lot of fruits and vegetables. They're not eating a lot of salads. They're eating too late at night. They're eating a lot of meat. So all of these things are going to contribute to what I call your toxic load. And let's say you're bringing in 2 million chemicals and toxins on a daily basis, but your body can only eliminate 1 million toxins on a daily basis. Well, then you're going to have 1 million toxins in excess. And that is the whole disease process in about 3 or 4 minutes. What happens is your liver becomes congested, your intestinal tract becomes congested, and 30, 40, 10, 15, 20 pounds of extra compacted fecal matter that you have in your 30 feet of intestinal tract. And your body slows down. It's hard to process. It's hard to digest. A lot of times you end up putting in a lot of acidic compounds in foods, which burn holes in your gut lining. And the gut is always the first place that these situations or the root cause of disease. So all disease starts in the gut because that's the first exposure point. That's how all these chemicals and toxins are leaking in and getting into your body. But at the same time, the gut or the intestinal tract is your ticket to health as well. So the disease can start in the gut, but also health begins in the gut. So going back to the number 1 New Year's resolution is cleanse and detoxify your body, is because every year, and it's written about in every ancient medicinal text, every ancient spiritual text, the Bible, the Quran, the Vedic text, the Buddhism, about how it's good to do a cleanse and purify your body, your mind, and your soul every year. Now, I think the best thing to do is to do a full body cleanse at least twice a year if you're not utilizing the 90-10 rule where you're eating 90% raw, organic, vegan, 10% vegetarian maybe, but taking care of your drinking purified water and constantly doing what you can to purify your body, mind, and soul. So body detox is what I always start off with at the beginning of the year. I just finished my liver cleanse, my first liver cleanse. And the best method, this is what I recommend, and this is what we have on our website. And this is not something that I came up with. This is just from speaking with doctors for years and studying the root cause of disease. That I know now, and many other doctors know now, and many of you know that are watching this right now, that if you have a clean and purified body, disease cannot live inside of it. And all of your health problems will go away. You will preserve your life. You will slow down the aging process tremendously. And you will also be able to deal with the stressors in life and the negative emotions and the mental stress and the body stress and everything else better. And it just makes sense. See, a lot of the things that I talk about are just common sense, really. And it's not, and these are scientific, by the way. I mean, the ancient art of fasting, for example, intermittent fasting is really big right now. The ketogenic diet is coming around right now, although a lot of it is misinformation, and they're telling you to eat meat, which clogs the system. But if you follow these 5 rules of life, I guarantee that your life will completely change forever. Now, what I do is always start with my gut, and I did a gut cleanse or a colon cleanse before I went into my liver cleanse, because everything starts in the gut and finishes in the gut. So gut health is number 1 for importance for health. So start off with a colon or intestinal cleanse. I use the oxy powder and the lateral flora and the Livitrex for that. If you have other cleanses that you've tried in the past and you like, then that will work for you. Then I move on to liver cleansing. Then after liver cleansing, I move on to a harmful organism cleanse. And what that is cleansing all of the harmful organisms out of my body. And we are exposed to harmful organisms through mold, yeast, fungus, worms, bacteria, viruses, mycoplasms. They're everywhere. There's no way to avoid exposure to harmful organisms. They're in the food, the water, the air. If you travel at all, you go to schools, they're spread through flu shots and spread through other people being sick. They're spread through tight areas, metro, trains, airplanes, gyms, for example. So it's very important, and they build up inside your body. So it's very important to cleanse all of those harmful organisms out of your system at least once or twice a year. So I do the gut cleanse or intestinal cleanse or colon cleanse, then the liver cleanse, then the harmful organism cleanse, and last I do a toxic chemical and metal cleanse. And the toxic chemical and metal cleanse is, again, just cleansing out all of those chemicals and toxins that you've accumulated, the endocrine disrupting chemicals, the VOCs, the fluoride, the chlorine, the bromine, the perchlorates, all of the chemicals that we are exposed to, lead, mercury, everything that we really have put on our body through body lotions, insect repellents if they're not fully organic. Sunscreens are a big source of these toxins. Air fresheners that people have in their house. I've got multiple YouTube videos right now that go through how to identify the toxins in your kitchen, how to identify the toxins in your bathroom, how to identify the toxins in your bedroom if you're sleeping on a mattress, one of those memory foam mattresses, you're breathing in those toxic fire retardants. So the last cleanse that I do is a chemical, and I travel a lot and I have to stay in hotels, and hotels don't use all the time certified organic cleaning materials. So I know I'm exposing myself to chemicals and toxic metals and toxic compounds. That's why I usually have a whole suitcase that I bring with me full of organic shampoos and soaps and all the stuff, and organic food and organic bars and, you know, everything that I need that I can actually, if I can't find organic sources, I can actually have a suitcase full of stuff with me. And I have a video also that explains how to travel and still be able to eat organically and still keep your health. So you might want to check that out as well. So the number one thing for the top 5 New Year's resolutions that'll change your life is body detoxification and cleansing. And that's a great way to start your year off right, because you're just refreshing and rejuvenating your whole body, your intestines, your liver, your gallbladder, you're cleaning out all those harmful organisms, you're cleaning out all those toxins, and what that does for you is it reactivates your body's self-healing mechanism. And that's what cleansing is all about, whether it's water-only fasting or juice fasting or cleansing in any way, shape, or form. Detoxifying the body is doing nothing but allowing your body to regenerate, allowing your body's self-healing mechanism to be active again. And what happens, the root cause of disease and conditions, is that because you accumulate all these chemicals and toxins in the system, it suppresses your self-healing mechanism. Or your self-healing mechanism may only work 10% or 20% for that matter. So that's my tip for what I do and what my wife does and what my family members do and what I recommend everybody do. Number 1 for starting the new year. Number 2, this is another New Year's resolution that should be done every single year, all year round, is daily meditation. The power of daily meditation is incredible. I do this every single day. You have to make it a habit, though. You have to win the mornings. I should say that one of the most important lessons that I've learned in my life, and I constantly continue to learn every single day, and everybody should always continue to improve themselves. But my number 2 secret that will change your life forever is daily meditation. There are all kinds of studies now coming out how meditation can lower blood pressure, how meditation lowers your stress levels, how meditation increases and balances your hormones, how meditation reduces stress, how meditation heals the body, how meditation boosts your immune system, boosts your self-healing mechanism. And when you get up in the morning, for me, I get up every single morning between 4 and 5 a.m. and I meditate till 5:30 a.m. And at 5:30 a.m., my wife does too, at 5:30 a.m., my kids join us for the family meditation session. Every single morning at 5:30, my whole family, including my kids, meditate from 5:30 to 5:45. It's very hard for children to meditate. They're only 12 and 10, but it's something that you should do if you're a family. If you're not a family, it's something that everybody should do. And I have a video on meditation and the best way to meditate. And there's lots of things out there. But what you're doing is you're starting your day fresh. You're not starting your day. By the way, there's a rule that we have that nobody's allowed to touch any electronics until after our spiritual development session is done, our meditation session is done, and our personal development session is done in the mornings. Because the worst thing you can do is get up and grab your phone. It automatically induces 90% of the time a sympathetic reaction within your body, which means it causes some form of stress and anxiety. How many times do you look at your phone and it causes peace, joy, happiness, and calmness? Most of the time, that never happens. So, number 1, body detoxification. Number 2, daily meditation. Waking up, starting the day off right, getting in a quiet spot, a dark spot. We all use headphones. Now you can buy, I really like the shooting, the ones that you can buy online for people that go shoot their guns in the shooting ranges, those noise canceling headphones. So we all put on our noise canceling headphones, we sit quietly for 15 minutes and we meditate. Now, you can also do affirmations, you can also pray, you can also repeat some sort of a mantra if you want, like just repeating in your head, I will feel love, I feel joy, I feel happiness, I will feel happiness today, and pick 5 things that you can say over and over. But the whole point is that you're just doing something positive to start your day. And your body loves it when you quiet the mind and it sets a habit. It basically tells your mind, because your mind wants to run rampant on you all the time. It basically tells your mind, you're just training your brain with meditation. You're training your brain and your mind to be still, just to be still. Some days you might have had a lot of stressful situations the day before. And it happens to me. Some days during meditation, my mind wanders off and thinks about what I need to do at work today. And then I end up getting stressed out. And that's just going to happen from time to time. But if you've watched my videos, you know that I always talk about the 90-10 rule. As long as you're doing things 90% of the time, and actually, that's just what I've incorporated. But most people would do great with the 75-25 rule. Right now, most people that live on this planet are doing 75% bad, 25% good, or 80% bad, 20% good. I know very few people that are even doing 50-50. So if you can work your way up into that, you can start doing, let's just say 50% good, your diet, and then 50%, and then go 60-40, and then go 70-30, and then go 80-20, and then go 90-10, because that's constantly improving yourself as you mature and as you get older and as you start working through all these challenges that you have in your life. Life is a blessing, but life is also a challenge because of the society and that we live in all the time. And so, you're going to mess up sometimes, and that's fine. You're going to be in a situation where you're exposed to some toxins. It's happened to me multiple times. You're going to be in a situation, but you cannot stress about it because when you know the answers, life is a lot easier. And I'm giving you the answers. Most of you watching already know these answers, but these are the simple answers that you need or that will completely change your life. Becoming healthy, becoming stress-free, becoming happy, becoming joyous, all those things all take place from within. You cannot rely on anybody else outside of yourself to conquer these things. I'm still learning, everybody's still learning, and that's great. I learn from you, from individuals all the time. I have people that write in and say, hey, did you know that I mixed this herb with this herb and all of a sudden my migraine went away or something? So, there's not a lot of research. There has been a lot of research done in herbology, but a lot of things have changed too. And we don't have, 1,000 years ago, they didn't have near as many chemicals and toxins in the food and the air and the water and everything else as they do today. They didn't even have plastics. They didn't even have all of these endocrine disrupting chemicals and glyphosate and these genetic and hormone damaging chemicals that are everywhere that we have today. Now, the good news is that is why there's always solutions to every situation. That's why, number 1, I always do a detox. Number 2, I always do daily meditation. And it is incredible. After about 6 months of getting up early and doing this with the family, I saw a huge change in my children. And it becomes a habit. So that's number 2. And you can work your way up, by the way. It doesn't just have to be 15 minutes. You can do 20 minutes or 30 minutes. But the whole point is to set aside some time and start training your body to get up in the mornings. Get up in the mornings. This is the hardest thing for people to do. But it is the most life-changing thing that you can do. All right, so number three, top secret New Year's resolution that I do every single year that will change your life is daily spiritual development. Now, every day after we finish our meditation, we go into 20 to 30 minute session of spiritual development. When I say spiritual development, it's connecting yourself and connecting your soul to God, being grateful, thanking God for all the things that you have in your life. It doesn't matter what religion that you are, that's a preference, and I'm not here to judge anybody for their religious preferences, because placing judgments on people ultimately just harm you because you hold that negative energy towards that person. But for what I do for spiritual development, what we love to do and what's interesting for the kids is we usually watch YouTube videos. We'll watch a 20-minute YouTube video of Joel Osteen or Joyce Meyer or Les Brown, or you can read your Bible for 30 minutes or read anything that's going to give your soul food. Because the daily spiritual development, whatever your religious beliefs are, is just food for your soul. Okay? You have to feed your soul. So, listen to those videos. I'll post some of the YouTube people that we listen to down below. I like to listen to Ishwar Puri sometimes too. He has a whole different angle on spirituality, but all it is just connecting to God, spending that time learning about how you can become a better person, more spiritual, and how you can feed your soul. Very, very, very important, not talked about a lot, and that is my number 3, daily spiritual development. Okay, I end up usually doing a lot more of that during the day, and then end up meditating more and putting more hours in because it's so effective, it's so powerful. Number 4, after we're done with our about 20 minutes of spiritual development in the morning, we move on to personal development. By the way, these 5 secrets that I'm sharing with you today, unfortunately, are not taught in schools. Now, I pulled my kids out to homeschool them. We've been doing these sessions for a while. But let me tell you the power, if every school did this, if every family did this, we would be living in a different world today. So after we finish our daily spiritual development exercises, we move on. All this takes about an hour to an hour and a half in your mornings. I mean, if you are spending an hour or 2 hours watching TV or doing this or doing that, trust me, this will literally change your life. And you don't have to do it all at once. You can just slowly transition into it. But after we finish our spiritual development, we transition into our daily personal development. What is daily personal development? This is how you can become a better listener, how you can communicate more effectively, how you can recognize your emotions and deal with your emotions more effectively, how to improve your life every day, how to motivate yourself, how to become successful, how to manage your finances. Again, all of the things they do not teach you in school. And by the way, there's a reason why they do not teach you these things in school, because that's a whole nother video. But, schools are pretty much a disaster these days, and they're not teaching people the life skills, the spiritual skills, the soul feeding skills that we need to thrive. And that's why we have so much depression, so much suicide, so much unhealthiness, so much pressure. so much stress, so many people that don't know what they want to do in their lives. See, we're all given a gift at birth when we're here on this planet. But it's so hard for people and children to find out what their real gift is and to utilize that gift, which is very sad. So what do I do? What do we do for personal development? I'm going to post some links down below on some of my favorite personal development videos, which are Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn was a great personal development speaker. He was Anthony Robbins' mentor. Anthony Robbins went to his first personal development seminar with Jim Rohn when he was 17 years old. He became a student of Jim Rohn, and I love Jim Rohn. Has a really good presentation. He speaks very clearly, and so we listened to Jim Rohn, we listened to Anthony Robbins, we listened to Zig Ziglar, we listened to Jim Kwik. By the way, Jim Kwik's is the super brain guy, and he is the most world championships for the most memory, and he has a course online. I think it's called Super Brain, and it's Jim Kwik. So we took that course, and let me tell you, my speed reading has gone up to where I've tripled the amount of words I can read in a minute. My brain power has gone up so I can remember up to 100 different items within a few minutes. I can remember 100 people's names if I go into a room. And my kids took this course. My kids memorized the whole periodic table in less than 30 minutes. So if you haven't, these are all personal development. How to be smarter, how to speed read, how to read more, how to develop yourself and give yourself an advantage, but not necessarily to be better than anybody else. You should want to be better yourself so you can help other people. That's the thing. That's why I'm doing these videos, to help everybody else out. Because why should I just keep it to myself? I want to share all this stuff with everybody. I want to see everybody be happy and be healthy and be strong and develop themselves as a person, develop themselves as a leader, develop the success in their life. So we listened to Napoleon Hill, a great book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Believe it or not, Napoleon Hill was commissioned by Andrew Carnegie for 5 years and paid money to study the most successful people in the world back then. Andrew Carnegie said, I want to know what makes people successful. I want to know what makes people rich. Now, don't get me wrong. Actually, a high percentage of the richest people in the world are very depressed, and they come see me all the time and call me on the phone and say, I have all the money in the world, but my health is suffering. I'm depressed. All this. What can I do? So, in short, basically go over these exact same 5 secrets that I do, these resolutions that you should live by. This is how I live. I'm just sharing this stuff with you. And Brian Tracy, motivational videos. There's documentaries we watch on health. There's just continually learning on health topic, reading. Sometimes we'll all just read a self-growth book. Videos or books on improving your relationships, improving your communication, how to be successful. There's tons of audiobooks out there. So just choose 20 minutes of personal development time every single day, and it will literally change your life. And the last resolution that'll change your life forever is number 5. And number 5 is healthy diet, healthy environment, and exercise. Now, this is basically, we talked about cleansing as number 1, but this is reducing the amount of chemicals and toxins that are coming into your body to begin with. And this goes into starting with diet, eating less toxic foods, eating more organic foods, eating less, actually, I'm a big fan. I did an 18-day water-only fast. You could watch those videos on YouTube. I'm a big fan of eating less. We've become a society that eats all the time. Many doctors and physicians from the 1800s and the 1700s, 1600s, 1400s said the best diet was eating one meal a day because it gives your body time to heal, go into an autophagy, start attacking any abnormal cells in your body. I think it was USC actually came out with a study a couple years ago. 72-hour water fast reactivated, regenerated, and produced immune stem cells for the immune system. How powerful is that? In 20 years of studying herbs and techniques to boost the immune system, I've never, and nobody that I know has ever come across a way to produce immune stem cells, reactivate and regenerate your immune system in 72 hours of doing nothing but drinking distilled water. And it doesn't cost any money. Well, actually, it probably costs you, $4 for a gallon of distilled water. The cheapest, most effective way I've ever found to this day. Now, that's not saying that I'm not going to find something in the future. But eating, when I talk about number 5, eating healthy, eating less, starting an intermittent fasting. Start intermittent fasting, which the easiest way to do that is just skip one meal a day. Or you can do 16-8, you can do whatever you want. Just look up intermittent fasting, and basically intermittent fasting is, having your last meal, let's say at 6 p.m. at night, and then not eating again until 11 a.m. the following morning. So, animal products will cause acidity in your body. You should avoid animal products at all costs. That includes fish, meat, chicken, pork. I personally don't even eat egg. If you're a meat eater, I highly suggest slowly eliminating meat from your diet over a period of time. Like I said, you don't have to do all this at once. If you're making small progress every single day, you're making progress. Your body is getting healthier. Your body is getting better. Avoiding eating food cooked in the microwave. Start your own garden. There's plenty of information that we have on our website about eating healthy, choosing the right foods, cleaning up the toxins in your environment. This is part of number 5. Eating healthy, exercising, and cleaning up your environment. And that goes to the cleaning up all the chemicals and toxins that you have in your house. Making your environment where you live a healthy and happy place. Making sure that I want to add EMF exposure to this number 5 because that's part of most people's environment in most people's lives these days. Make sure that you look at getting some sort of protection if you have a smart meter on your home. You can protect yourself against that. You can call the electrical company. They can come put in an analog meter. They'll probably charge you for it, but it's worth it. That's what I did. I went back and forth with them for about 6 months, but finally, after they told me it wasn't going to harm my health, and I sent them all kinds of research, which I always get in fights with the TSA every time I'm in the airport, and I tell them I'm not going to go through the body scanner because that's basically exactly what 5G is. And 5G they're introducing, now trying to introduce all over the United States. So I highly recommend you spend some time and effort doing some extra research on the damaging effects of electromagnetic frequencies, electromagnetic radiation, harmful radiation around your home, and there's plenty of ways to protect yourself from that. So look into... Just to recap, one more thing I'd like to talk about on step number 5 or resolution number 5 is sleep. That's another important part of eat, exercise, and environment, which is number 5. because a lot of people are just not allowing their body to heal. They're not allowing their body to regenerate, and they're not sleeping a full 8 hours. You know, they have the light from their cell phone going off, and when you sleep, you have to be in full darkness. You know, you maybe put one of those herbal eye masks on when you sleep, because the darker it is when you sleep, the better quality of sleep you're going to get. So make sure that you have no electronics in your bedroom when you sleep. Make sure that you have clean air in your house. You might have a couple plants in your bedroom and throughout your house, but make sure you get a good air purification system for your home, because you want to have clean water in your house to drink. You want to have clean air in your house to drink, because remember, you're taking showers and baths with your water. You're breathing the air all night long. And you want to have clean food in your house to sleep. And you want to get 8 hours of sleep a night. And the last thing on step number 5 is exercise. Exercise is amazing. Exercise rejuvenates you. Exercise reduces your stress levels. There's so many benefits to exercise. It's find the exercise that you love to do. You know, that's probably the hardest thing. And commit. Make it a habit. You have to make these things a habit. The hardest thing to do is to create positive habits in your life. So if you create these positive habits, these top 5 New Year's resolutions that will change your life. Number 1, cleansing your body every year. Number 2, daily meditation in the mornings. You can always do meditation anytime during the day too if you're in a stressful situation. But starting your mornings is very important. Number 3, daily spiritual development session in the morning. Number 4, daily personal development session in the morning. And last but not least, number 5, healthy diet, exercise, and environment in which you live. Stick to the 90. I live by the 90-10 rule, but you don't have to start there. That means, 60% of the things you do are good, 40% are bad, then move to 70-30, then move to 80-20, then move to 90-10. One other thing I would like to say on point number 5 is that one of the things that I just started doing is I've been studying a guy named Wim Hof, W-I-M-H-O-F, and he's got a breathing technique, and he has gone through. You can go to WimHofMethod.com. You can get the free video course, or you can sign up. This is also part of a personal development, but it also comes into play with number 5, which is exercise and immune building and everything else. He's been able to control his immune system with certain type of breathing patterns. He does cold showers. He teaches breathing mechanisms, and they literally injected him with an endotoxin, E. coli, into his bloodstream. Put him in an ice bath, and he was able to control with his mind his skin temperature. And he actually started melting the ice. The scientists had to keep putting more ice into the tub. And the whole purpose of why I'm telling you this is the power that we have within us is now finally starting to come to reality. More and more people are starting to realize that we have the power within us when we activate our spiritual being, when we activate our soul power, when we activate our physical power, when we activate more of our brain power, that we literally have the power to control everything that goes on within our body. They injected him with E. coli, and he killed the E. coli almost instantaneously with his mind. And that was done with 5 or 6 scientists around. He never got any chills. He never got sick. He never had anything happen to him. That's the direction that we're going. We have the power within ourselves. We've been made to believe that we have to look outside of ourselves, that we have to rely on medical profession to heal us, that we have to look for the tools for everything else that we want outside. And it's just not the truth. So those are my top 5 New Year's resolutions that will change your life forever. But those are the resolutions that I live by. every single year, as well as other things. But if you just do those 5 things, you will change your life forever. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put my ebook. I'm about to come out with 2 books here pretty soon. My first book was called The Green Body Cleanse, which talks about all of this in more detail, but I'm going to put that link and give it away for free to everybody as part of my donation to you, so you can read more in depth about these 5 techniques, and you can start learning about all the chemicals, learning about all the toxins you're exposed to, and the solutions of what you need to do and how you can change your life. I'm going to put that up for probably 30 days. So give us some time to get that all organized, and that way you can have that and read through that. And then I'll be coming out with my new book, which is going to be called The Secret to Health, which is going to basically go over a lot of this stuff. And then I'm also coming out with a book on fasting, water fasting, intermittent fasting, juice fasting, all of these things.